Hi, welcome to another junior number video. In this video, we chat about decimal division and show you a strategy if you cannot or not allowed to use a calculator. So this is one strategy to divide decimals. There are others out there, but this is the one I like. What we're going to do is move the decimal points to the right on both numbers the same number of times to make sure they are both whole numbers. So let's get into example 1. How do we take 5.4 and divide it by 0.9? So what we're going to do is take this decimal point and move it to the right once to make 54. And if we do that with the 5.4, we have to do it with the 0.9. We have to move it once, the same number of times. And that goes over to the right-hand side and it becomes 09, which is just 9. So now we've got 54 divide 9. So 5.4 divided by 0.9 is the same as 54 divide 9. And 54 divided by 9 makes 6. So our answer is 6. Right, example 2, 44 divided by 1.1. Well, one of them is a whole number, one of them's not. So let's start with the decimal and move the decimal point once to the right to make it 11. So I moved it once to the right to make it 11. But if I move it once to the right to make 11, I have to go to the 44. Now, there's no decimal point on 44. Yes, there is. The decimal point's at the end, remember? Any whole number, the decimal point's at the end. So now we're going to move it once to the right and fill up the space with a 0 to make 440. So now I've got 11, sorry, I'll say that again. I've got 440 divided by 11. That's the same answer as 44 divided by 1.1. Now I've just got to use a strategy to go 440 divided 11. I know that 44 divided by 11 is 4, and then I can just keep my 0 there to make 40. So my answer is 40, so 44 divided by 1.1 gives me an answer of 40. All right, our third and last example, 60 divided by 0.02. So let's start with this decimal point and move it once, twice to get it to 002, which is just 2. But if I moved it right, the decimal point to the right twice, I've got to go back to my 60, there's my decimal point at the end, and move it once, twice, and fill up the spaces with zeros to make it 6,000. So now I'm working out what 6,000 divided by 2 is. 6,000 divided by 2 is just 3,000. So 60 divided by 0.02 is 3,000. Right, let's finish off by just looking at the 3 examples we've just done. And I just want to bring up some key thing that I hope you've figured out or will figure out and get your head around. For the first example, I divided by a decimal which is smaller than 1, 0.9. And for my last example, I divided by a decimal which is also smaller than 1. And both answers came out to be bigger than the original number. So the key thing is if you divide by a decimal that's between 0 and 1, will make the answer the number larger. All right, hey, thanks very much for watching.